They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew. Let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho,
they're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Camp. Let's see. Oh!
Yay! Well,
The thing is in front of us.
yay! We're here. It's James, Seth, and Julie. Welcome to a special Stars in the House. As you can see, we are not at home. We are in Pittsfield, and we have our masks ready to go, but no one is here. What's that?
Facing
No.
backwards.
she turned it around and Julie was like waving. I'm like, the camera's not on yet.
Okay.
No one is around us, so we are unmasked, like the Angela Weber autobiography. We are here for the opening of Godspell at the Berkshire Theater Group. Let's show some of the other stuff that's going to be.
Oh, hold on, right here behind us, Seth. You can see in the background Colonial Theater, Godspell. This theater, they gave us a tour yesterday, over 100 years old. The inside, the tent is not 100 years old. In fact, they just put it up.
Yeah.
But here's our good pal, Brian Stokes Mitchell. He's going to be here, and look at that. When is that? September 5th, to benefit the Berkshire Theater Group, and a portion of the sales go to the Actors Fund and Black Theater United.
Of
Yay!
There we are. But just wanted to give you an insight, because Seth is going to be hosting all of this part, and Julie and I are going to be watching as Seth interviews people on the red carpet. But as you see, here's the tent. So here's the thing, Berkshire.
What do you mean here's the tent?
Here's the tent where audience members are going to come.
Okay.
Yeah, where audience members are going to come. They're getting their temperature checked right here.
Then they have a ticket that they printed at home.
Or it's on their phone.
Yeah, or on their phone, gets scanned, and then they go into the theater.
And it's really super organized.
Now, wait a minute. What if I come from a state that has a high case of COVID?
Well, you actually, if you come from a high state, if you come from a hot spot, you actually have to have a test.
You can't be in the audience.
And if you don't take the test, and bye. Yeah, and of course it has to be negative.
And what about during the show if I want to hoot and holler with my mask off because I'm just sitting down?
No, that's as Andrea Martin would say, that is a no,
What's
dear.
that?
Oh, and a mask alert.
Oh,
So
mask alert.
we're gonna go over here. See, look at that. We're being really good. I'm gonna go over here
We're going to give you all the details about how they're keeping this COVID-19 safe, but it is the first equity-sanctioned musical since COVID happened.
That's right. And so what you were saying, Seth, was that the people that are in the front row are literally 25 feet from the actors.
Yeah.
And anytime that the actors are not masked during the show, it is because they are facing front. They are not facing toward their fellow actors, and they are 25 feet away from
we're going to talk about that
audience.
inside.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that inside.
All the rules.
But you can see everyone is really great as they're getting ready. The show begins at 7:00 Eastern. And so I think there's a really cool video. Anything, Julie, you want to add?
Look at my shoes.
Oh, Julie. This is literally our first time to see live theater.
In like over 7 months. Right?
Yeah, in 6 or 7 months.
Exciting.
And that's it. So I would say, David, take it away and show the great video about the Berkshire Theater Group.
All right, guys, enjoy.
Seth will see you inside.
I'm still on.
More?
Oh, I'll just go with it. It's okay.
You go with it. Go, Seth.
In case I'm still on, I'm walking.
The mission of the Berkshire Theater Group is to support wide-ranging artistic exploration and acclaimed performances in theater, dance, music, and entertainment. Berkshire Theater Group's celebrated 4 stages reflect the history of the American theater. They represent a priceless cultural resource for the community. Our vision is to be a center for creative work that enriches, invigorates, and transforms artists and audiences.
I'm really enjoying it.
It's great fun.
Somebody that I talked to after the show said, gee, we just always like to see local theater wherever we go, and this isn't local theater, is it?
I think, for me, there's a sense of family here.
It's taken someone like me, a person who is not a professional actor, and put me in almost like a fish bowl, like a fish tank of professional actors swimming by.
Perfect environment for me to go into as a young adult to see what next steps I need to take in regards to my career.
Inclusive, it's exciting, it's inspiring.
And it doesn't matter if you're on stage, it doesn't matter if you're in the back office, everyone is a family.
For me, I really feel like she has completely grown up here.
By telling the story of our experiences, the fragility of humanity is revealed, and we understand more significantly our sameness. Our art forms are as old as civilization itself. There are no boundaries in the arts. The power of theater lies in its ability to transform our understanding of all human experience.
Hi everyone, I'm doing that kind of thing where you're on a show and you're like looking at yourself so you look crazy. So I can see myself if I look there. By the way, Julie, this is your version of amazing lighting? I really look like I'm being interrogated. Okay, so this is Julie's amazing version. She claimed the last lighting I had was even worse. It's not a compliment. But anyway, look, we were gonna be outdoors where the show was gonna be, where there's gonna be amazing sunlight. We're nervous it's gonna rain, so we moved everything indoors. So I'm sort of being interrogated by the Nazis, but I'm also here for the opening of and this is the Berkshire Theater Group, and I really have the artistic director of the Berkshire Theater Group, Ms. Kate McGuire.
Look, we're here. We're here for the reopening of the American Musical Theater.
Hold on, I do not see you on camera yet. Can you click her up? No? Is she on camera? David, am I crazy? Hold on. Hi, Kate. Okay, once again, amazing. I know. Hi.
Welcome to the reopening of the American Musical Theater in the Berkshire.
It really is true. You know, it sounds like hyperbole, but there obviously have been musicals kind of going on during COVID, but a lot of them have been shutting down because everyone's getting COVID. So this is the first time that a musical's been opening up where they actually are following the guidelines. We'll see the guidelines. I guess a lot of people are like, it can't be done, but it can't. So Kate, how did it happen? How did you finally go, you know what, let's try to experiment and see if we can actually follow the guidelines?
Well, the guidelines are like the guidelines that the NBA has. I mean, the cast is involved. They're getting tested 3 times a week. They are living together. They love each other, thank goodness, right? The audience, the staff, we're all in different bubbles. Bubbles is the name of the game.
I guess everyone's like, why are you guys doing it? And everyone else is like, shrug, I guess it can't be done. Let's take a risk, but let's cancel all shows.
Yeah. So I think you're going to have a commission later on.
Yeah, president.
And we together for 2 months to put these guidelines together. Every day I was on the phone with Actors Equity. I spent more time with Actors Equity than my own family, than the staff here, but to make sure that everyone was safe and secure. And there were a lot of days, Seth, that I just thought, why are we still doing this? This is so complicated. Because this virus keeps changing also, right?
Exactly.
So
we weren't even really concerned about masks at first. It was a lot of wash your hands, but now it's like you have to wear masks.
Masks, social distancing, still wash your hands. 2 minutes, right?
Absolutely. Not 2 minutes. I'd say a solid 40 seconds. 2 minutes is crazy.
Oh God, I don't know. I've been doing
2
2
minutes.
minutes. I think I'm getting crazy about everything.
I don't blame you. But no, hold on. But why? My question is why was this so important to you? Why don't you just go, you know what? Let me take a delicious summer off and get a tan. Why did you work so hard to open this?
Well, because the Berkshire Theater is almost 100 years old. I mean, 100 years old of producing theater every single year. This was not a year that we were going to miss. We've never missed a summer.
You didn't miss during like the Great Depression? They weren't like, no one has money?
Never have missed.
During World War II?
Never.
Okay, no, I'm going to keep asking.
You could keep going, but we've never missed. And so we were not going to miss this year. Some of the productions, I mean, we usually do 8 productions in the summertime. So they all got postponed till next year. But Godspell was the one that we kept holding on to.
So Godspell was always planned.
Godspell was always in the plan for different reasons. I mean, I kept thinking, oh, let's do Godspell before the fall election because it's going to be crazy out there.
But hold on, but why, out of all the shows planned, was Godspell the one that you kept your hand in?
Because there's a song called Save the People, and
When will God save the people? Okay, yes.
That's an important one. And there's another song called Build a Beautiful City, right?
Out of the. Okay, so you thought the theme of the show
Yes.
was the most appropriate. So that's why you didn't do about teenage pregnancy.
No.
Got it.
That's why.
Okay, so my question is, you're following all the rules, and I'm going to go over what all the rules are when I talk to the director and choreographer.
Great.
But Kate McGuire, you're sort of a hero of the American theater. You were the first sanctioned legal musical that's opening anywhere.
I think I'm the oldest artistic director at this point.
Because of what happens.
So experience does count for something, doesn't
I think
it?
it's just aged you, but you do not look the oldest.
Thank you very much.
But this is Berkshire Theater Group. This is opening night of Godspell. How long can people see this amazing production?
Till the end of the month, right up to Labor Day. And then on the Saturday of Labor Day, Brian Stokes Mitchell is coming to do a fundraiser for us.
From Ragtime. All right, well, Kate McGuire, I have more people to talk to. Thank you so much. I'm going to get more scoop.
Thank you.
Thank you for saving musical theater. I'm going to bring in one of the cast members who, for some reason, is literally on my list without a last name. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Zach, and I'll tell you the song that Zach sings, which is shocking because normally it is a lady's song, but Zach is not a lady.
Hey.
Shake it, don't break it. My first question is, Zach, you're listed up. It kind of reminds me of when people will list initials to me, like I know what the hell they're talking about. Like I saw a whole thread about Koto. I was like, why do I look Koto? Anyway, you meant Phantom of the Opera. My point is, Zach, what is your last name? Because it's not listed anywhere.
You what? Oh, Williams.
Zach Williams.
Yes.
Okay. So Zach Williams, you decided to take this risk and do this show. And I read that New York Times article. One of the cast members was like, that didn't take it, was like, I'm not going to die during Godspell. So why did you decide to take the risk? Even though, by the way, when I see these guidelines, it does not look risky at all.
No, it's so safe. Honestly, we've been like, why are they not letting us do other things? And at the end of the day, I think we've all been a little frustrated, but we're like, there's so, when you think about this time in America, there's so much that's unknown. And so you just got to roll with the punches. And so when I got here and I started going through the rehearsal process and seeing how things were done, I was like, oh, wow, we are so safe. I won't even catch a cold from this. I mean, they are really ensuring that we are protected and healthy. And I'm so grateful after being in quarantine and only having my family that I get to laugh with artists again. We spend our evenings eating in our housing that we're all quarantined together in our bubble. And we just laugh and we talk about the world and what's going on and we listen to each other. And I think that's like priceless,
Because, a lot of people are still doing that, but we're all doing it on Zoom 80,000 miles away.
Yeah.
You're like living the summer stock dream that we all
I know. It's crazy.
And let me ask you, how my slide's open. How long
is mine open? No, we're good.
You have to do some singing at some point with a mask on, don't you?
No. So when we're crossing, if we're close to each other, we have to put a mask on. If we're less than 6 feet away from each other, we have to put a mask on. But when we're singing, they have created like plastic partitions for numbers that we sing together. And then for numbers, there's a mask little hook. And then for numbers that most of the numbers are just like 5 people. So we've made sure that it's 10 feet away. That's the union rule, is that you're 10 feet away from the person and you're not singing at someone because the audience is 25 feet away. So you need to protect the actor in front of you.
So you don't even have to get used to singing with a mask on. So really, you just had to get used to presentational singing.
It's pseudo like a concert, but we're moving around and we're socially distant, and it is crazy. This process has been unlike any other. But I said in a lot of my social media that it's so rewarding. It's like we get to like experience emotions again.
You get to be an artist again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The end of the show, like after Jesus dies.
Wait, spoiler alert.
Oh no.
Whatever.
But when you think about the world right now, and then I was literally talking to all the people in the cast, I'm like, doesn't this feel like a little, like it feels so like soothing almost to be able to like artistically express how you're feeling through the end of the song and then sing Prepare Ye again and just kind of scream it to the heavens. This show could not be more appropriate right now,
It actually runs through the gamut of emotions, of devastation, but then hope.
Yes, hope. And that's what I think America, what the world needs right now, what our community, what artists need is hope.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful show. Well,
yeah.
It's already had a preview, but it's going to be opening night tonight, so I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to show a clip. That's something's crawling down here. Is my mic not plugged in? Is that what something's crawling down my feet? All right, I did the cats. Well, you know, I can't show a clip because David's not there, but Zach, I'm going to see you tonight.
Alrighty. Ha!
Yes, lay out.
I'll see you later.
Please send in Lee Perlman. Oh. Sorry about the feedback, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the mics. I have a Sirius XM mic, if that's better for you to use. Okay, he says no. Hi, Lee Perlman. I'm going to just start. Should I just start talking to Lee, or do I have to fix the mic? Okay. Hi, Lee Perlman.
Hi, Seth Rudetsky. Welcome to the Berkshires.
Thank you, dear. Berkshire Theater Group for opening Godspell tonight, the first sanctioned legal musical. And Lee, I'm not surprised that you are in charge of it because Lee straddles both sides. He works in the medical field and yet he's obsessed with theater. So you are the perfect person to be in charge of the show.
Perfect person. What can I say?
Who harassed you first, or did you harass them?
I think the reality is when I saw that so much was being canceled in the Berkshires, it was not acceptable for me to think that we were going to have a summer without live performance. And we had to make it happen. I thought if we were aggressive and if we followed the rules and if we were close and safe, that we would be able to put on a show. We'd be able to put on a show. And we have a tent outside. And I kind of think of that tent as a revival tent because tonight we're reopening theater in America. This morning, I woke up in an apartment right near Times Square, and it is the saddest block in America right now, right in the theater district. And today and tonight I'm here, and I feel the energy from this cast is going to start cascading, and we're gonna find a room and a place back to Times Square, starting tonight.
We can never go back to before. We actually can go back to before, which is differently.
Yep.
So if you're hoping that this first musical, the reopening of American theater, will lead to other theaters to go, turns out you can do it. It's possible.
Listen, this is about being outside. And
So your mask is out having a size extra large and your face is an extra small.
I know, you know what? You know, I have to get the mask custom made, but I thought the mask of the Broadway mask was appropriate for this venue. I'll get you one for yourself. That will be appropriately sized.
Thank you, dear.
I think there is so much opportunity for doing things outside. And I think in our transition back into theater where we really can't social distance on Broadway, but we can social distance in the tent outside. And there are so many outside venues in this country where we can get actors back to work and where we can bring audiences together in a way that they're safe and socially distanced from each other. The way the audience is arrayed here is each party is together, 2 and 3s and 4s, and they're socially distanced from other parties. So when you go into the audience, it's a theater like you've never seen. It's a theater of social distance, and all of the audience is socially distanced from the characters on stage.
It literally is a perfect storm. You've got to fix that mask. All right, so Lee, it's so great. Thank you. Okay, it's great seeing you. I'm bringing out my next guest. Everybody loves Lee Perlman, by the way. We got to follow you on Twitter. What's your Twitter name?
No.
Oh my God, you're so much. Follow Lee Perlman. He's super fun. Okay, coming up, I have Nasha coming up, who sings one of the pretty songs in the show. But instead of a man, it's Nasha.
Hi, how are you? It's so good to meet you.
Hi. By the way, yet again, they list your first name like the most assumptive thing. Nasha, what's your last name?
Hetzberger. I know it's long.
And it's Nasha, right?
Yeah, I kind of tell people it's like whatever way they like, but you can like pronounce the J, or I do a soft J though. So Naja, yeah.
Love it.
Thanks.
Like the mustard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So I asked this before, Zach, did you think it was risky taking the gig, or were you just like, it sounds super safe on the gig?
I thought that it sounded safe because I knew that we were getting tested 3 times a week. So, and we're also in our own little bubble. We all live together. We don't really go anywhere but the house and to the theater. So with us getting tested 3 times a week and just staying with each other, then it's perfectly fine. And I felt safe. We all wear masks and we're very respectful of each other too.
Hold on, should I hold it?
What do you think? Oh, so sorry.
No problem.
So what's on? The mic is not on. Oh, so they didn't hear me at all. So what about doing this too? I just wanted that. All live. Okay, so what did I do? So this mic is not on. So does anyone heard a thing I've said? Hi. 1 second, guys. you put it in a stand. I have two masks on, so I'm okay.
Great.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I have one more. Okay, so can you hear me okay now, David? Oh, you look devastated. Yes? Okay, it's hard to let it look like with the two eyes. Okay. So now, so let me ask you this. Well, I'm for the audience, so basically this is what the rules are. You have, if you're gonna sing, you have to stay straightforward. You can't sing at somebody.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna sing behind, sing behind somebody, you have to have a plastic partition.
Yeah, the partitions.
So your spittle doesn't go full.
Yeah, exactly. Which is very safe. No problem.
It just doesn't make sense that it works over here and the second we get. Okay, so this is some weird bugs. My question is, my iPhone instead? My iPhone will work. Okay, so hold on. Watch this. Sorry, not that.
No problem.
Okay, so here we go. StreamYard. Hold on, guys. I know how to do this. I have to click this link. It's all good.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna click this link again. I'm gonna turn it like this. Allow camera access. Hold on. Set change to Julie. Enter broadcast. Sorry, not for a second.
You're so fine. This is the world now.
I know, right? Okay. So why don't you get rid of that camera and I'll just do this. So how's that? Can you hear me better now, David? When I'm on this? Hello? Hello? Yay, it's working better? Okay, so, Naj.
Yes.
I was saying the rules, which are, if you sing, you have to face straight forward. Straight forward. If you are behind somebody singing, there has to be a plastic partition in front of you so your spittle doesn't hit them.
Yeah.
But as an artiste, what was it like to finally, it's been since March, what was it like to finally sing live with other people? What did it feel like to you?
Honestly, it's just overwhelming. Like, I honestly just teared up and started crying because it just gives me hope for the future that theater is going to come back. And
Well, theater is back.
Yes, it's back.
But you mean full out theater?
Yeah, like that. Like we won't be the first. Like we are the first to do it, but then there will be other productions to then follow our footsteps and now have masks during the show and have partitions. It's just the world we live in now.
I mean, it's literally going to be the kind of thing where when history books talk about COVID-19, they're going to say like the first equity musical ever done was Godspell, and you were in it.
I know. It's just so bizarre to me. Like we're literally making history. It's amazing.
You are herstory, but yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Speaking of herstory, why do you get to sing all good gifts? I love that they put a new spin on it. It's always a tenor singing.
Oh my God, yes. They have to change the key for me and everything.
They better have.
Usually done by a guy. And put it in the right key. And honestly, I love this song because it means so much to me. I'm also a strong believer in God. And the lyrics are literally all good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. And this show is a gift. Like to me, like I literally, it's just so meaningful to me because it means so much. So I'm so grateful that I get to sing this song.
Well, then I'll change the key. Oh, why did I do that? Hold on. Am I on device? Hold on. 1 second. Why does that help? Good. So I want to cut to a clip of you singing All Good Gifts. Not only did they change the key, but they apparently added some amazing riffs. Work.
Oh, yeah. That was all me.
I can tell.
I did it all. I love it.
Sassed it up. So this is Naja singing All Good Gifts if this works. We'll see. All right, David, hit it.
All thy love imparts, but that which thou desirest, our humble, thankful hearts. Oh, all good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. So thank the Lord for all his love.
Yes, I'm the singing. All right, so Naja, one more time, tell everybody your last name so they know who you are because you sound amazing.
My name is
Hold on, wait,
Naja.
you got to come on screen. Bring Naja up.
Oh, sorry.
What's your name, dear?
My name is Naja Hetzberger.
Okay, and by the way, have you ever been on Broadway? Your voice is amazing.
No, I'm still in school, actually.
What?
I'm going to be a senior senior this upcoming fall.
That's annoying. Well, anyway, congratulations. I can't wait to see opening night. Bravo, history. Next up is Alan and Jerry, director and choreographer. Alan Filderman and Jerry McIntyre. I've known Alan, I actually know them both for a million years. I'm very excited that they're here directing, choreographing with all these crazy parameters. They're gonna have to share my microphone. By the way, my lighting has never looked crazier. Maybe James go over there.
How's my lighting?
Your lighting is fine.
My lighting's actually pretty good.
What if you walk over there?
We're gonna go over here.
Crazy? Yeah. Well, now it's super crazy. Well, not good. And also, whoa, it's horrible. Hi guys.
How are you, baby?
Jerry and Alan, first of all, I love all the pink. My husband James on my tech right now. Is this too far? I better hold it. I'm just gonna hold it. It's too weird because it's like my stupid hand. What if I went like that? Hold on.
Wow.
That's so much better. Okay, so it's Alan Filderman and Jerry McIntyre.
Don't tattoo.
I've heard who did they just talk to? Someone was just telling me sometimes when you have complete restrictions, it's easier to be creative. So was it better for you when they were like, everyone has space forward, no return to the side? Like, was it more creative that you had these major restrictions, or were you like, I'm gonna kill somebody?
I'll start. I'm gonna kill somebody. It was the hardest thing in the world. And then, we stayed like a whole day in the beginning. I did like an 8-hour day, and then the next day, stage manager came to us and said, Equity said we can't do this, so we had to restage the first 3.
Why? What did you stage? A makeout session? Something inappropriate?
I like Jesus and the apostles kissing. That's my favorite thing in the world. No, it's a boo.
So wait, so you had to restage it. Holy shite! So if people don't know, the parameters are when you sing, you face straight forward. If you're singing, if you're in back of someone and you're singing, a plastic partition has to be in front of you.
And there have to be plastic partitions between people this way as well.
Filderman, did you have a breakdown having to deal with this shite?
You know what? I decided whatever they put in front of me, I was going to deal with it. And that there wasn't any point in getting upset. There wasn't any point in going, I can't do this. It was like they said, there are petitions there. I said, fine.
Wait, when did you become so zen? Aren't you Jewish?
I am almost the most neurotic Jew in the world.
You just point to me? Thank you.
Okay.
I'll take it.
But it was the only way I was going to get through it. It was just to say, all right, then we do it this way. Okay, then we do it this way. And that's how until tonight when I'm going to have another breakdown.
But it's sort of good. It's like yin and yang. So Jerry was having the breakdown. You were the calm Zen master. And are you guys alumni of the Berkshire Theater Group, or do you just happen to come up here because you're COVID experts?
I've been the casting director here for 28 years.
By the way, never even called in for an audition for me, but keep going.
Exactly.
It's only 28 years. I'll give it another 30. Yeah?
And then 2 years ago, I started directing their apprentices. And then this year was going to be my tiny little professional equity directing debut.
That's
a
hilarious.
production of Godspell in the theater. And now it's turned into being on Stars in the House.
Oh my God, but I love that. That like the first one you're going to do wound up being like the most important one. And McIntyre, what about you?
I did a lot. I started choreographing here maybe 15 years ago. I choreographed My Fair Lady, Chorus Line, Oklahoma, A Saintier, and then I performed here too. I did Miss and Job in that last summer. I did 2 summers ago. I did Our Second No Nights, directed by Greg.
Oh, I love Greg. What do you?
I love this place. So when they said that we were going to do this, I thought I didn't want to do it because it was great by getting there on Sunday.
It's really hard.
It's really hard.
But Jerry, you've been back so many times. What do you love about the Berkshire Theater Group? I mean, I love the town. We went to the Norman Rockwell Museum today. It was so fun.
It's just gorgeous, and the people here love the art so much because there's usually Jacob still up this tangle with all this stuff, Williamstown, that they can go to and now for the stuff, and people are walking around wanting something. I love this. I love it here. Plus the fact we all from work, so. Yeah, and it's money, and they love Black people. That's sweet.
Well, by the way, I saw so many Black Lives Matter signs here. I was so happy.
The people here are so. I never use the word woke, but I'm gonna use it right now.
Yes, the Woke Theater Festival. All right, so Alan Filderman and Jerry McIntyre. Hey, James, will you be able to find the clip and I'll tell you what it is? Okay, why don't you show the clip of Bless the Lord? It's Jerry, you had a stage and entered everybody collapsing on stage. I love it. So this is Bless the Lord. If you find it, hit it. Seth is good. Her mic is too low. I'm actually a man. Okay, there are all these. Yeah, hit it. Bless the Lord. Okay, well, you can hold it.
Bless the Lord, 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 bless the Lord.
All right, so you guys give
Oh, bless the Lord, my, oh, bless the Lord, my soul, oh, bless the Lord, my soul.
Am I back on? Oh. Hi, everyone. I'm back on. It's me, Seth Rudetsky. So I'm here at the Berkshire Theater Group, which is doing a brand new production of, let's see, what can I play? Just heard. That was Bless the Lord from Godspell. Godspell is opening tonight. It is the first equity-allowed musical that has happened since COVID-19. There have been musicals since COVID-19 that have been opening up around the country, and shockingly, they don't follow the rules, and people keep getting sick. So this is the first one that has ever been allowed. And I'm at the Berkshire Theater Group, and I actually have the mayor herself, Mayor Tyre. Am I correct? Hi, Mayor.
Hi. Happy opening night.
Thank you. By the way, it's not my opening, but I'll take it. Mayor Tyre, are you the mayor of what?
I am the mayor of the city of Pittsfield.
How long have you been mayor?
I have been mayor 4.5 years.
So what happened when someone called you and said, we want to do a show at the Berkshire Theater Group? You were like, no way, no more COVID-19 cases, too risky. I'm putting my foot down now. Did you say that?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I said, how can I help you?
How come?
Because so many people just enjoy and thrive in the art environment. And especially during COVID, if we have an opportunity to do something safely, we should do it.
So did you like send me a list of the protocol? Like, how did you get involved? What did you have to sign off on?
So, we were very engaged throughout the entire COVID-19 surge here in Massachusetts and in Pittsfield. So I've been on top of all of what's required to do activities safely. And so when Kate contacted me with this idea, I said, well, let's work through some of the regulations together, and I'm sure we're going to be fine. Because by the time they really started doing their planning, we had started to reopen Massachusetts.
And what do you think your emotions are going to be like tonight, seeing the first musical in COVID time? How do you think you're going to feel?
I think I'm going to be proud of this theater and of Kate and her actors that have come to our city for America's first Actors Equity Performance.
Approved, yeah.
It's really, really a special time for the city of Pittsfield and Berkshire's Summer Theater. Is all about our culture here, so this is special.
So wait, I'm staying in Stockton. That's not what you're mayor of?
No, I'm the mayor of Pittsfield.
So wait, so when I was at the Owen Rockwell Museum, I can't say it's amazing because you're just like, it's not my town, who cares?
No, you can say it's amazing
Okay,
because
yeah.
it is amazing.
I went there today, it was amazing, I loved it.
I'm glad.
And then, how much longer till your next election? Because this is going to be really good for you, so I think everyone's really excited you brought theater back.
Well, I just took office in January for my second term, so I've got 3.5 years to go before I run for the election.
I hope citizens remember that she's the lady who brought back theater, not just to Pittsfield, but really to the country. The first time ever. And I heard that you're singing Bless the Lord, you know it, I mean, right?
I know it,
Oh,
I did rehearse.
I think you're singing day by day.
I can do You Are My Sunshine. Sunshine, lovely sunshine, baby, lovely, that's the rain. You never go deep, that's the
Thank you, and thank you for bringing theater back.
Of course.
Who is next? Oh, now it's David Allmer next. Oh, wow. David, thank you, Mayor. I'll vote for you. I don't actually live here, but I would if I did. Julie's waving to James.
I got heels on. Let me change my shoes and I'll hold this camera.
What? I told you not to wear those heels.
Okay, but it's for show. Let me.
Literally was like, don't wear those heels. Like, why?
No, I
Hi, David. What do you got?
Well, I have my whole industry off one there.
First of all, you need to be by the microphones, not in front of the microphones. And you know, Love You Rose? Is that what you're saying? Well, I was going to say, if you don't know David Alburn has spent basically his entire career as an assistant to Walter Bobby. No, that's how we met. We met for 3 months doing that.
I forgot that. That is so funny. That's right.
Living 1996.
95 or 6.
Yeah, 1996. On Andrew Martin's show at the Public Theater. David and I hung out all the time. And the next thing I know, he wrote like one of the most amazing plays ever, wrote Truth. With like, by the way, the best ending of Act 1, like, that was the most amazing ending of Act 1, which I'm not going to ruin. But when you wrote that play, did you write the ending of Act 1 first and then wrote the play around it?
No, I wrote it at the end of Act 1. I wrote the play in order, pretty much. But I kind of knew that's where I was heading when I was writing it.
And were you, I mean, like, how much fun was it for you to be in the audience when that reveal would happen? Was it so delicious?
It was wonderful. And it, you know, and from the first preview, it was landing really nicely. So it was just one of those things we look forward to. Even if the rest of the preview was rocky, or things were working, you would sort of land there, and you would have people for Act 2. So it was great.
Oh my God! It's like it's so amazing when I come back to Act 2. It was just amazing. I loved it when I saw Group. So you're at the Berkshire Theater Group because you obviously not only do Broadway, but you're also involved at the Berkshire Theater Group. What's your actual involvement been over the last however many years?
Well, I've directed, I think, eight shows here in the last 10 years, something like that. The last time it was a summer last summer.
Very critically acclaimed.
And we had a great time with that crazy, wonderful play. We've also done a lot of American classics. We've done Vector by Force, Cat on the Roof, Delicate Balance, done 2 Tennessee Williams plays actually. So it's been a really wonderful place to get to come and work at this one.
Well, why? I mean, there's so many summer stops in the country. Why do you love the Berkshire Theater Group?
I have a weird personal connection with this. This is actually the first time I ever had a professional reading them. My very first play, when I was sorry,
I have to set the mask in, but it's all good.
when I was in the theater, my first play was Red around in, I think, 95. So I had a really strong, then I started looking back as a director, and this is one of the part of the area being such a rich artistic environment. There's lots of other people come here specifically for the arts, who really appreciate the arts, and are willing to look at adventures and stuff with you. There's a great sense of history around, especially the Pittsburgh main stage down and stuff. This place, it's been there for 90 years. I remember they viewed there. We did some of our TV for a while out there, working on that same stage. So you have all these efforts in the past, and it's a really exciting place to be.
So much history, man. So what do you think your emotions are going to be like tonight when you see Godspell?
Oh wow, I'm really excited. I mean, I love Godspell. I'm excited to see it, but I think just being able to attend a piece of live theater after so many months is going to be emotional. We've all been sort of like looking for the break in the clouds from this whole period, and wondering when is this going to end, and what are we going to know that we're starting to get through this. And I have a feeling that seeing a show performed by actors with an audience is going to be one of those moments.
Live, yeah, it's historic, man. And my final question: what's the next play I can look forward to? The next David Alburn play.
I have a new play called Summer 1976.
That was a good year.
And it'll be done by the Theater Club in New York whenever theater returns to our lives. So that'll be the next thing.
Who's directing? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
Who's starring?
Not sure yet.
Can I make some suggestions?
Sure, please, yeah.
Okay, I'll email you. All right, thank you, David Alburn. So great to see you again. I'll see you in the audience.
Thanks.
From a distance, the world is... Anyway. And finally, I'm going to bring...
So, David, give a little bit, you can set that up.
Hold on, guys. Sorry.
So this is where you live.
Oh, okay, sure.
A little bit more.
Okay, so I'm going to explain again what all the rules are and why this production is happening. So there have been musicals going on. And it's basically like they'll say, we temperature check, but they'll do full musicals where people are performing next to each other. And it's basically a hotbed to spread COVID. Equity was like, you can only do a musical if these rules are followed. So here are all the rules. And believe me, I wanted to shock when I first saw one of the videos because I was like, wait, they're not wearing masks. But here's the deal, the audience is 25 feet away. So if they're singing, they're outdoors in the first place. So it's not indoors, it's outdoors. if they're singing, they have to be faced straight forward. So 25 feet, apparently the aerosolization can't get all 25 feet. Second of all, so they can't turn and sing to each other like that and then get infected. If someone's in back of them singing, where they're going to be less than 25 feet, the stage is not that deep, they have to have really a plastic partition in front of them. So they have all these rules, which is keeping it safe. And then when the audience comes, you basically go in your family group. If you're like a family that lives together, you can sit 2 or 3 people. If you're a single person, you have to, all the single ladies, all the single, if you're single, then you have to sit separately from each other. And if you're from a state that has high COVID, and they basically ask you where the hell you're from, you have to get tested, you have to show a test before you're in the audience. So it's like beyond extremely safe. So this is the first equity allowed musical to happen. And equity is not being, we're being a union and we're making up these random rules. Like they're following actual medical advice and just saying, the only way you can safely do a musical is by doing this. And of course the summer's the best time to do it. We're not gonna be able to have outdoor shows in the Northeast during the winter, but like this is the time. And it probably could have happened months ago, but I think people were too scared to do it. So finally, Berkshire Theater Group was like, we're gonna do it, and this is the first one, Berkshire Theater Group. And like I said before, it is Godspell. So tell me, should I bring out Kate or should I keep talking? All right, here she is, the president of herself, Ms. Kate Schindel. Hi, Kate. Oh, hi.
This is Jason. Where would you like us? Do we stay here?
David, you're probably allowed to speak.
Okay.
You're good.
Yes.
Hi, Jason. Your thumbs up.
This is Jason.
Okay.
This is James.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Ms. Jules. So Kate Schindel, when all these rules went into effect, did you just basically think there's just not going to be theater for like another year period?
I think that was a lot of people's fear that maybe there wouldn't be a chance to do theater until there was a vaccine. But Berkshire Theater was really proactive about wanting to partner with equity. And by the time we'd spent months working with them, the virus had progressed to a point here in Massachusetts where it was green. And so along with all the other rules and procedures, like I don't know if we've seen the safety plan.
Yeah, no, I love it.
No, it's amazing.
It's extremely rigid.
Yeah.
But had other theaters contacted you? And
yes.
So why is it only, but they were all like, forget it, we can't deal, peace out?
It's a combination of the safety standards being in place and then also the virus being under control, right? So we have a number of tent poles, but the two that are hardest to achieve for most places is the virus needs to be under control and also be reliable EST. And so we do have a handful of provisional approvals that we have announced now, which
This is the first.
This is the first, but the caveat is they have to wait till their area turns green. It's like the theater's safety plan is sufficient, but the virus is still in control of their area.
I see. So how soon do you think one of these other theaters will be able to open?
I hope it's tomorrow, but you know, I think part of the question that a lot of people have is why theaters have had, why isn't equity allowed to do blank?
Because you don't want people to die, I'll answer it.
Well, sure, because, you know, doing a show is right. Yeah. It's not that equity's not allowing it, specifically it's that there's this raging out of control virus. Yeah. So I should also point out that there are a lot of theaters that have just proactively said, we just don't think it's safe to do theater until 2021. But when, I know I heard you talk about it earlier, me and I's first months ago, he said, listen, I haven't given up on the summer. The theater is too important to not be on HBO. You can't just let it go. And so here we are after they put in an incredible amount of work and our staff put in an incredible amount of work.
I mean, it's interesting because it doesn't, once you see all those rules, it doesn't seem that difficult. I mean, basically, I saw the way this happened, I wasn't really a big fan of. And London, everyone's literally just stay on singing. That's basically what this is. And it's like, they weren't sitting in London, they were just like, whatever, we're doing presentational style. And that's what Godspell is. Like, it looks actually completely normal to watch.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, there are a lot of theaters that approached it. The question of how do we make it safe for the audience? How do we space people out? We put some hand sanitizer backstage, for example. And the thing that really needs to be accounted for is, like, you know, every single step of the rehearsal process. You walk into a rehearsal, or at least we used to walk into a rehearsal room, and there's, you know, a communal box of pencils and highlighters, and communal coat racks, and communal music stands. Like, all those kinds of details
really exciting. So this is the opening night, and this is going to really be the bellwether, whatever the hell it's called, the show that can actually be done. But Kate Schindel, you're not just the president, you're also not just the president of the Hair Club for Men, you're also. Right. My point is, aren't you sort of like, oh my God, I want to perform again?
Yes. And, you know, I went to the first rehearsal meeting by Zoom.
I've heard it was very sweet, like the fate of American Queen recipe.
Well,
Very
I
sweet.
didn't, I know, no pressure, guys. And I did say it, right? But I don't mean to put additional pressure on you, in addition to, like, the first show. But the point is, it's not just important what you do in the theater. It's also equally as important what you do outside your birthplace. You go to the grocery store. I mean, we all heard the story from the NBA of, you know, somebody wanted to go get their pieces and a bunch of people got infected. So it's not about gaslighting actors or someone gets COVID. We're surrounded by a raging virus. It's just saying that everybody's just desperate to know whether or not theater can be done in living stations, right? And so this is a test case, right? It's a sample for whether or not it can be done safely. And I hope so.
And Jason, were you a stagehand here?
Not a stagehand here, no. I was working as a stagehand in New York, and then right before the virus, I put up 2 fingers. And as soon as I got cleared to go back to work, developed an extension over here in New York and started the whole shutdown process. So I've now worked with them.
Am I supposed to ask what happened with the fingers?
Table saw. Be careful. Use a stick.
Wait, was you like, whatever, man, I'm too cool, I need to do with the real man?
It's just, it was a small space in the basement, and I just didn't have a push stick available, and I thought I was good at this. And you know what happens to everyone? Statistically, table saw is the most dangerous thing. But because of that, I'm really excited to eventually get back to work and you know, start working again.
Well, it's a good time to actually be healing.
Yeah, it's a good time to heal. I've been working a lot in the garage doing woodworking on my own to like get the feel for it while I'm not on the pop. But I am ready to push some set pieces and get paid for it.
So Ken, how do you keep your cool? Because I'm sure there's so many. I know. I mean, one of my old summer stocks went like non-equity, so they could just have a COVID summer. Like, are people just calling you and be like, I demand to open, blah?
There has been some of that, and you know, the big myth that really should be addressed is that theaters can't really just choose to own. If they have a recognition clause in their contract, they've recognized equity as an exclusive bargaining partner. So we have unfortunately had to push back on some of those theaters and file grievances and say, wait a minute, you can't just back out of this because then you have a big liability to pension and health fund. There are also been theaters that opened without protections, and a lot of people got sick, and then they had to shut down again, which is not what anyone wants, which is certainly not equity. What we do want is for theater to come back, and we want people to be able to perform safely. And we've been, I mean, I didn't work as hard in the first 5 years as I probably worked in the last 6 months. I mean, it's intense.
You're in this business. You're like the hotspot of the hotspot.
So are you.
I mean, we've been on this since it started. It's all the time taking calls, leading meetings, and she's doing a lot to help move things along as much as she can do safely.
And going to an election.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Yeah, she's the re-elected presidentess of equity. In conclusion, I'm glad we get to see you tonight together. It's so exciting. I hope you're still warming up to the belt. I mean, I know Fun Home wasn't that high. Is your belt still around?
Yes, but not right now. Do you remember when I saw you guys last week and I was like, yes, this is the note. I got off the line. I thought, it's like a middle C. Seth is going to be so disappointed.
It's fine. It's fine. I accept holding the 5 cents down from regular belting. It's all good.
No, there will be more belting.
We need to sing for high F.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
No, today.
As you mentioned, we're going to see Godspell together tonight. It's opening night. It's the Berkshire Theater Group. It's starting to Labor Day. Jason, take care of those pictures. You can make that with me one day. And I'm going to close with video. Two types of beautiful city is very appropriate. Yeah. So everyone see Godspell Berkshire Theater Group. Here's beautiful city for you guys to watch. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, James. Let's see what happens. Great.
The day
It's like on 4%.
we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can
build a city.